This is the #1 podcast for Black millennials, baby. You are locked into the Culture Caviar podcast. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And now here are your hosts, OT, Brianna, and Jaren.
It turned out good too.
That was a dope episode.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. What's up, everybody? It's your boy OT. Welcome back to another episode of Culture Caviar Podcast presents Spooky Season. If you are tuning in now, this is episode 4. Voodoo, you think you are. All right. So
shoot. That was cool. I like that one.
I'm in my bag right now.
You ain't telling nobody about that one. You put that out.
Because I wanted genuine reactions. Yeah.
I like that.
So if you are tuning in, this is the last episode of Spooky Season. This is episode 4. It's been a journey. Before I go too deep into that, I'm the host, the main host, the best host, the host with the most. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy OT, and I got my cool guy here, Mr. Jaren Collins.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Culture Caviar Podcast. Get ready, get tuned in, get seated. It's going to be a wild one.
He took some Adderall before this.
Yeah, he did. You see his 2 Jarens on here, so I don't know. We might got a tether on here.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
And I also have the lovely Miss Bree MF Anna. You know what I'm saying?
That's spectacular. I love it.
Yep. And our other voice today, I had to round off Spooky Season with somebody I knew who was going to get us deep into our spooky bag. Somebody I know just from their name definitely was born doing shrooms. I ain't even gonna do you like that. But no, this is my good friend, the good sis, Miss Patience, or Miss Wilmer Genie.
Snaps for Patience. Snap.
Hello. I'm so glad y'all got me on here. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Like, me and Patience met very, very millennially through Facebook. Just through Facebook. She's a Memphis native, so I had to keep it local. You know what I'm saying? Patience, you want to tell the people a little bit about what you do?
Yes, I do. So yes, my real name is Patience. People ask me that all the time. Been asking me all my life. Yes, my real name is Patience. But the name Wilmer Genie came from, I had made another Facebook page so that my employers and coworkers would not find me on Facebook, because I be saying some off the wall stuff sometimes. Yes, and just to keep things private. And so a lot of people call me Genie or Wilmer. So I just stuck with it. Like, okay, I'm Genie then. Genie, call me Genie. So whatever.
Yeah, that's a cool ass name too. Like,
yes, it's cute. I like it.
Yeah, so Patience is the owner and founder of Genie Reads. She specializes in tarot card reading, so that's why we got her on today. I wanted us to take a second to pay homage to some different elements of like spirituality and just some different things that people are into, because a lot of people, like I was telling you earlier, Patience, a lot of people don't know about what you do, and a lot of people are like kind of afraid of it. So I definitely wanted us to create a space through this platform to digest that, dive into it, and just see what it really is all about. Everybody cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Okay, so let me get started.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, where do I start? It's so many baskets to like dive into.
Well, let's start small. Let's start small. So how did you get into doing what you do? How did you get into it?
Okay, so let me start by this. I've always been a spiritual person since I was a little kid. Grew up in the church, was very God, Jesus, down to the bone. Mm-hmm. But I also knew I was very different as a child. I started realizing I had dream premonitions when I was 7.
Whoa, for real?
Yes. Every child has a sixth sense. We all have a sixth sense as a child. But sometimes, you know, they can be a little stronger. Some people, they just fade away. But honestly, I feel like we all still have a sixth sense. Some people just stronger than others. But when I was 7, I used to be very in tune with the earth. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all this because we're gonna be talking all day. I'm gonna tell y'all. I remember when I was a kid, I had to be about 8 or 9, and it was storming real bad outside, real bad. And my mom was supposed to come pick me up from daycare, but it was storming so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, she probably not gonna be able to come. So me and my best friend, we was just praying, like, please let it stop raining. Like, so much energy and tears. I promise to God it stopped raining in like 3 minutes. I put this on everything I love. Whoa. Yes. So yeah, I don't know what that was. And people can say, well, it probably was gonna stop raining. Yeah, that may be true, but come on now. Come on. It did not.
Yeah, like a little, people think it's like always a coincidence, but when you said that like everybody has a sixth sense, that like that spoke to me because I've always been the type, like, especially growing up, I've been like, I don't have a talent. I don't know what I'm into. I don't know what I can do. But like a few years ago, like, and Bree knows this, like, I was really in tune with like writing and poetry and everything like that. And so I ended up realizing that my sixth sense is the way that I connect with people. Like, I meet people and I can tell like what it is they need from my personality to enjoy my presence. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because everybody doesn't get the same OT. You just get a different layer of me, you know, depending on what it is that I feel your spirit needs from me. You know, so that's how I keep everybody in their box. I feel like it is because I always go through these different points in my life where I feel like I'm changing, you know, and everybody's like, oh, you're just getting older. But I feel like I really go on a spiritual evolution so often, you know, so I feel like that's my sixth sense, that shape shifting.
Yeah.
Look, we already deep in our bag on episode 4 of Spooky Season, y'all. Y'all just don't understand right now.
I do like when you said that you're having like a spiritual experience, because we started talking about locks. One of my favorite lock inspo people, shout out to West Indy Ray, she always says that we are spirits having a human experience. So wow. I do try to like, I'm trying to get more into that and just like spend a little bit more time with God more frequently and more intentionally. Yeah, but I do think that's dope that you mentioned that, just a little jab at that.
Yeah, we all do have our own connection with God. Like, each person individually, like, no one person's way of connecting with God is different than the other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep.
Jaren, how do you feel about that? You think you ever had a spiritual awakening before, or you kind of know what your sixth sense is?
I feel like making people smile is mine, because I always tend to be the comedic relief for a lot of cases. Because I know in my friend group, usually like we all funny and we all just have good vibes and good times. So I think putting smiles on people's faces is mine, because I definitely.
And it's healing.
Yeah,
really
I agree with that. Like, Jaren, I've known Jaren for like 5 years now, like roughly 5 years now.
Yep.
Yeah, and like, I can't tell you I've seen a moment where this guy is down. Like, it could be whatever we going through. It don't matter if I'm going through something or our other homeboys going through, or even if he going through something, this nigga go always crack a joke, and it's like, don't nothing else matter. It's like, bro, it's what.
Can I tell y'all something? I don't mean to cut you out, but right now, if we connected, I'm hearing stuff about y'all, like, already. Good things. Like, really good things, especially Jaren. Jaren, I heard that you're gonna be a good dad.
Somebody told her that.
You heard I was gonna be a good dad.
Wow. You are very patient, very sweet, very gentle.
Yeah. That's him. Like, I think this guy got mad one time, but even like 5 minutes later, he was cracking a joke. Like, he's a good spirit. He's a good spirit. Like,
bro, like, he's short to be mad, man.
I feel like with Jaren, he probably like the type, like, you poke the bear, he probably drop like a cinder block on your face. Like, have you ever like?
I don't know about all that.
Like, it's just like, I feel like,
nobody.
No, I feel like the kindest people are always, of course, like the type of people you don't want to piss off. Because I'm one of those people real, too. Yeah. Like, you know, you got a lot of patience. You got a lot of, like, you know.
I got a lot of patience.
You see what I did? I did that on purpose.
And Brianna, what I hear about you is that you are the type of friend, like you'll take up for somebody immediately. Like you don't do injustice at all. Are you a Libra?
I am, yeah.
She's a true Libra.
You know what?
Yeah. You the type that like take the stand and be like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
That's her. That's her. Because like I said earlier, like she's very passionate about like Wale. Like she straight went in on Freddie Gibbs in the group chat real quick because over Wale. I'm like, damn, already.
First of all, me and Wale friends. Like I said, we danced, but that's a different story for another time. No, but for real, no. I was just like, I don't like that when people like hop on people. Like, back the fuck up. Like, calm down.
Yeah. And you be knowing what you be talking about.
Yeah. Like for real, like back up off my friends.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm very. I guess because like I was an only child too, so it's like any type of person that I am like connected with. Oh no, I'm gonna go to war for them. Okay. Like I'm very serious about the relationships that I have.
Okay.
And speaking of like sticking up for people and advocating for people, let's talk about Lil Nas X and Boosie real quick, because I know Patience, you posted a little bit on Facebook about that. I know Bree is real passionate and adamant about that situation too. So like, what do y'all think? Like, so just to give background to it, Boosie and Lil Nas X have been beefing for basically damn near this whole year. Like, and I really
didn't even know beef.
I was just gonna say, I was starting to feel like it's one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like
Boosie don't fuck with Lil Nas X, simply put, because he's gay. You know, and Lil Nas X is just well, you know, on the outside looking in. Lil Nas X is just living out loud, you know, and so it's rubbing Boosie the wrong way. So what are y'all thoughts about the situation?
I'll let Patience have it because she's the one that kind of brought it up.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Shoot, I always got a backstory and stuff. So I'm gonna be real and transparent. I grew up, you know, of course, Christian, like I told y'all, you know, man, woman, man, this, that, and the third. But I'm also millennial, so you know how that goes. So, as I grew, I started to realize like what that person got going on in the bedroom ain't got nothing to do with who they are as a person.
Absolutely.
It ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, I just feel like Boosie just, you know what? This is what I feel about people that don't like gay people. I'm talking about for any reason. I ain't gonna say sexual assault. It's a whole other thing.
Right.
I'm talking about people that like this. I really feel like one, you just mad that you can't live in your truth, whatever your truth may be, just like them.
Okay.
Or you gay, simply put, and you get to live your truth.
Well, I was watching Pose, and there was a scene in Pose where it was like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mother Electra. And she was saying,
shout out to Mama Electra.
Shout out to Mother Electra.
Yes,
if you haven't seen
her.
Pose, please go back and watch that. That is a great spiritual journey for everybody. I feel like everybody
so
should watch
freaking
that
good.
show. But yeah, she had a scene, and I hate to misquote her because she's such a monumental character and everything. But she basically was saying, people don't like us for what we are. They don't hate us because of that. They hate us because of what we represent within them. They hate us for the feelings that we put inside of them. And so I definitely feel that with Boosie. He's in that older generation. He's in that last generation where it was straight up homophobia. It's straight up like, we don't care. We don't deal with that. And I feel like that derived from a system of hate, obviously, in this world, and discrimination. But on a deeper sense, it could be that, yes, he might, I don't even say he's down low gay, but it could be that Lil Nas X's flamboyancy or the way that he lives his life represents feelings within him that he cannot mentally process. And he's just exhibiting a behavior he's always been accustomed to, especially in jail, especially growing up. He's so angry.
And I listened to you know, I'm gonna give a nod to the Breakfast Club. I listened to Boosie's Breakfast Club interview. I don't think Boosie's gay. I just think that he doesn't like the way that Lil Nas X presents his homosexuality. And I don't think he has any problem with gay people at all, but it's just the fact that he does it so out in the open. However, he's completely hypocritical because he ain't got no problem with two women bumping coochies on stage. But if Lil Nas X kissed a man on stage, then it's a problem. So it's just like, if you're going to have an issue with homosexuality or how it's presented, you got to be on both sides. And it's ridiculous. To me, to say, kill yourself, oh, you fucked up. You're completely
that's wild. That part.
He got how many kids? I bet you 110% one of his kids gonna either be gay or bisexual because they're growing up in that era. Regardless of what your parents teach you, you're gonna do whatever you want to do.
You're gonna do what you want to do.
Exactly. Yep. So it's just like it's ridiculous to me to say go kill yourself. The world be better without you. You a faggot. First of all, who uses faggot in 2021?
Right.
Like that's ridiculous. And it's to me it's the same as a white person calling a black person a nigga. Like I have gay cousins and stuff, and that bothers me. If anybody says faggot near me, knowing them, so it's just like,
hey, little bruh, leave me alone.
Exactly,
yeah, for real.
And he probably got his shit poked in prison, anyways, while we talking.
I'm sure he did.
He probably liked it.
That's why
he probably liked it. So
that's why he mad.
Exactly. I learned the human sexuality. Sorry, guys, that is another way where y'all can come. So whether or not you like it or not, it is what it is.
And then people be talking about how like I don't even get into the gay agenda because I never read into it or even looked into it because I don't care. But they be like, they trying to push it on us. How are they trying to push? Like, how are they trying to like put that in you?
Right.
When we was growing up on TV, we saw mom and dad. They didn't push us to get married. They didn't push me to be like, okay, I feel mom and dad, so that means I got to be like, no, it didn't make it. I just saw mom and the dad, didn't think none of it. Yeah. Probably even know what I was watching. Just saw something funny. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah. Jaren, what are your thoughts on it to kind of like round it up a little bit?
The world would be a lot better if people just minded their own business.
I swear to God.
What that man doing ain't got nothing to do with you. So why you go out your way to try to push an agenda of we need to take him off of the air, we need to take him off the screens and stuff. Like, he ain't got nothing to do with you. He ain't hurting your bank account. He ain't hurting your paycheck. He ain't hurting your family. But it's just, I don't know, man. People go out their way to make other people upset, and it's like, man, y'all can chill with all that.
Y'all can chill. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. And just to be transparent, I had a moment, where I was questioning, like, damn, like, why is it so much? Like, every show you watch, there's gay people. Every show you watch, there's a homosexual relationship being explored. I was like, damn, like, I just want to watch TV. And so I had to question within myself, like, damn, like, what is it? Are they really trying to teach us? What are they trying to show us? And I had to realize, like Patience said, when we grew up, we saw man and woman. We saw people getting married. So it's not that people are pushing an agenda, but the LGBTQ community they've been in a fight for civil rights, just like Black people, right? So they're finally getting a chance to showcase what they're all about. They're finally getting a chance to showcase we're not monsters. We are humans who have the same human experience, who share love, who go through pain, who go through tribulations just like you. And so my mom, she's very open. She's been friends with gay people, gay men, gay women all her life. And I accept them. I've always accepted them. And so it's just finally getting to a point where the world can accept them. Everybody watched Pose. Everybody tapped into Legendary. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody watched it, but everybody was open to receiving that. And they're finally getting a platform to showcase their world, and I'm happy they're able to let us into it and educate us, because I don't want to go through the world hating anybody for whatever they stand for.
So shout out to them for the education. Yeah,
it did educate me.
I swear, it educated me.
Especially, a lot of us grew up in the South, so we really under the Bible Belt. And Pose, it brought out an emotion I didn't know I had. I was like,
last season, I cried like 3 times. Yeah.
Yes.
And aside from Pose, just to kind of plug this in real quick, aside from Pose educating us, I feel like P Valley did a great job of showing us that the real different layer to it, because we all deal with that down low person is in the community, like, hey, he might be on the DL a little bit. They did that, and everybody accepted Lil Murda very well, and everybody accepted Uncle Clifford very well. Everybody did.
If you're gonna talk about shows, you got to talk about Lovecraft, and it's perfect for
Lovecraft
this
was perfect
specifically. Shout out to Montrose, R.I.P. I forgot the actor's name, Michael but Williams. And learning more about him as a person, and that he didn't say yes or no whether he was bisexual. He said he loved love. So learning about that, and then seeing him play that role more intentionally, I was like, damn, like he related to it on a different level. And I do appreciate that they showed that in midst of the sci-fi, in midst of the witchcraft, the horror, all of that. I'm like, damn, I've never seen a show cover so many
much
communities, so many
layers.
And it was in the 50s, right? Based on
it was set in like the 50s or 60s,
like 50s, 60s,
yeah. It was great. It was great. Yeah. We kind of really dove deep into that. That's a very heavy topic, and we might as well, honestly, we should dedicate an episode to that, because I would love to dive into that a little bit more. How is the LGBTQ community represented in film and things like that, and just in the industry and the culture in general. So shout out to you all for being open for that. Go ahead.
It's funny how some of us, I don't know what to say, but some of us, how we will accept the gay men like Saucy Santana, but when it comes to another type of thing, but you too gay when you do it like that. Like you out. And if you out, that's cool. That's cool, because you got your reasons for, but it ain't gotta be hate though. You could just be like,
I was just gonna say that. That's exactly the thought that came to me. Like, you don't have to, you can like or dislike whoever you want. We are at a point in the world where we cannot push the hate agenda anymore. You can't push that. I don't like you because you look like this. I don't like you because your skin like this. I don't like you because you like certain things. Stop putting hate out in the world. Yeah, you can respectfully decline. You can respectfully disagree. You can respectfully walk away. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all for just being open for that conversation, because a lot of people, it does make them uncomfortable. And if 2020 and 2021 has showed us anything, we are going to have to get uncomfortable, because we are in the age of a new renaissance with spirituality, with sexuality, with humanity. So you have to be able to have these uncomfortable conversations and deal with them. So shout out to y'all for even being open for that conversation.
Snaps for us. Snaps for us.
Without further ado, let's dive back into a little bit of some spooky shit too. So back to you, Patience. So do you think you can kind of explain to us a little bit, what is tarot reading? Like, what is that whole craft? Is it the same as voodoo? Is it religion? Like, what is it? Because nobody knows for real.
Okay, so let's start with hoodoo and voodoo. Now, a lot of people are
there's a difference.
Yes, a lot of people are familiar with the term voodoo, because voodoo comes from, I think, now I don't really go into voodoo because it's not my cup of tea. Okay. But voodoo is more so of a religion. It's an African religion that you have to be initiated into. It ain't just, I'm finna do voodoo. Like,
I didn't even know it was that
deep.
Yeah,
it's a real heavy practice. Now, voodoo is more so of like folk magic. It's kind of the same thing. So you put like voodoo at the top and then hoodoo right up under it.
Okay, so it's like an umbrella. Like, voodoo is the umbrella. Hoodoo is a different practice of voodoo.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
So hoodoo is pretty much like folk magic. It comes from Native American, African American, and like Spanish people using, the elements that God gave us to conjure, pretty much. A lot of it comes from people like doing healing work, like using herbs, using what we had to make us better for whatever reason we needed to be better. Now, we'll say, as far as like hoodoo goes, a lot of it derived from like the southern area, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, all of that. And it comes from our ancestors coming over here. We had to kind of like, for lack of a better word, water it down because it was deemed as barbaric. Like the stuff that we was doing, the white folks, they was like, oh, you doing that to do that? Oh, that's some dark stuff.
Until it benefited them.
Yeah.
I said until it benefited them. They were able to capitalize off of it.
Yeah. But when it was used against them, to protect us and do all that, it's like, oh, you're doing black magic, because how you make something out of nothing, which black folks do all the time.
Period, just in general. Yep. Another thing that kind of came from that was like, well, just making something out of nothing. There was like alchemy. So alchemy is the science of like creation from the elements and creating and transferring it to something else. So like, just even hearing that there was a difference between voodoo and hoodoo, I thought it was all the same thing, right? Yep. And so from hoodoo, where does like tarot reading kind of fall into that? Because I know there's like different forms of the magic that you spoke of, like earth magic, black magic, white magic. Yeah. How does all of that kind of encompass into the field itself?
So tarot, I cannot tell you at this moment where the cards come from, but
right.
I'll tell you this: the tarot cards are only tools to what you already know.
Oh, okay.
Now, yeah. So, like I told you in the beginning, how I always had the gift of premonitions and dreams and stuff like that, or just knowing things about people. Actually, tarot helped me strengthen that thing. So, like, anybody can learn tarot cards. Anybody can learn it, but it's that gift of discernment. It's that gift of knowing that really, like, I don't know the word. Really bring it out. For lack of a better word, like I got a friend
so
right
the tarot
now.
cards are more so a tool to kind of convey the messages that you're getting.
Yes,
does that make sense?
It brings the message out even more. Like I got a friend who don't do tarot. She's learning, but she already knows stuff. Like I can see her picture somebody and be like, "What you think of them?" She be knowing off the back. Now I'm giving her cards to give her like tool. Like the card is like a tool. I'm trying to see what's something I can like help. Like, okay, you can bake a cake, right? But the icing on that cake gonna make that junk fat. You don't need the icing. You don't need it. But that junk gonna make it do what it do.
It's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit.
It's gonna make it hit.
Pretty much, yep.
So, Jaren or Bree, like, what is y'all's experience or just knowledge about that stuff? Like, have y'all ever encountered people that like kind of do what Patience does, or what have we known from that just through media and stuff too?
I've gotten readings before. Some have been better than others, and I've had one in particular probably like 6-7 years ago, and this woman told me shit I never told anybody. Like about dreams that I had, and it was very much like I hadn't even told my mom, and I told my mom everything, and then when I told my mom, she was like, "She told you that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like I've always had positive ones. I've never had a negative one, which is, I take that as a good sign.
Yeah, definitely.
I do like the idea of somebody being able to tell me certain things, but I try to, of course, lean on my own understanding. So it's not that I'm depending on like people, because I don't, I feel like it struck a nerve.
Preaching.
But I do, every now and then I feel like it's kind of like curiosity. So I just, I do, and every now and then enjoy it. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta
I mean to cut you out, but I can say this: how you try not to lean on it, because I remember a time when I was still like learning, so my prices were like really, really cheap, and I was like, okay, I do any question for $5 question. And this girl was coming every day asking me the same thing. Now people can become addicted to it because it's like the unknown. It's kind of like you get a touch of like something that you can't grab. You like, oh, I want more. Yeah. Or people be like, I want to see if her answer gonna change. I want to see if it's gonna change. It's like,
yeah. I definitely know people who are like, oh, we gotta go see so-and-so to see if this is gonna happen. I'm like, no, you don't have to. Like,
right, Leo.
You don't have to. You can figure it out on your own. But yeah, I think it's very interesting because I am interested in that aspect of things. But for people who are like desperate to find an answer, oh, look at the card, look at my palm. Well, these said this, and what do you say? Like, girl, if you don't go out your door and live your life.
Yeah. Like I can also see how it could like rule you and take over a little bit, because like you're talking to someone who is connected, right? So they're reaching into a realm that we can't physically see or understand. So it's like whatever they say, I'm gonna believe it. Just like when you go to a doctor, whatever the doctor says, you're gonna believe it. And hoodoo, from what you said earlier, it stems from those healing practices. We trying to pray to get some rain for the crops. We trying to pray this sickness out of my grandma, out of the village leader. So these are the people that are specialists. So you're trusting whatever they say. Like, man, like, well, I need to go change every aspect of my life right now because obviously I don't have it together.
Yeah.
And in the Black community, I know that stuff like this has been present, but it's also been something that's avoided. Because it's like we've had those experiences. Like if you go on the first date and she cooks spaghetti, don't eat it.
Right.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
It's like
yes,
talked to so many family members about that, and they're like, "Oh, she cooked spaghetti for the first day." And I'm
and y'all know what else too? A lot of people don't even know. Even like as far as like our grandparents and older, like the old generation, like they practice hoodoo and don't even know it. Like even if they Christian. Yes, and don't even know it. Like my grandma my great grandma. And that was my great grandma. She might be 81. I got a young family. Anyway,
very young. Great grandma 81.
Right. She has an awesome.
Hey, you do hoodoo, you don't age. You immortal.
You don't.
She don't age.
My great grandma, now she don't miss. My grandma straight Christian, like she don't do none of that. But my great grandma got a whole altar by her door, like it's like a table with people that have passed away, teddy bears, and all this. And it's like you don't even know that, like
that's part of that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about in the future, like making an altar for like ancestors and stuff, because I feel like that's good vibes. Like you're paying homage, you're giving the ancestors the love and the respect that they need, and I feel like that can fulfill you and fill up your cup as well. So that's something that I'm interested in doing in the future. Right now, living arrangements ain't as like I can't do it as well, but I definitely want to do something like that in the future.
Jaren, how you feel about it, man? What's your experiences or thoughts about it?
I haven't actually gotten an actual tarot card reading, but I've seen it done a lot of times, and I'm familiar with a lot of symbols. And I know in regards to the reading, there's different cards that combine with other cards. Like, okay, and I know that it's different for a lot of people. It's different for like every person, and so I can definitely see how, one's fortune could be bad, and then someone else's could be, good, and then I can definitely see how you get addicted to that, and get addicted and living your life through that.
Yes, like some people consult about, like some people will consult the cards about everything. Like, it can be like regular life stuff. Like, I ain't gonna even say that. That's a good. They can be like, should I go to the store and get this today, or should I wait till tomorrow?
Like, what you talking to the cards for?
Like, you ain't got no toilet paper if you don't go to the store. Like,
yeah, just go and get it, or like. Should I go to this party tonight? Most stuff too, I'm gonna say this. Now, everybody don't know. You gotta use your own discernment. Most stuff, you just gotta live and see. Now, if you got a question about, like, should I go to this
everything
party?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
just
on
don't
you.
go there. If you're gonna question it, not to see if you like, oh, know these folks, I'm in a new area. Should I go to this party? You know what I'm saying? Is it gonna be safe? Okay.
Like, I mean, if you know the area, that if it's
it's
area,
like 9
times out of 10, it's gonna be somebody getting shot. So like, come on.
You
gotta
be smart.
But thinking about that, I feel like that's how everyone kind of feels like it could be a religion, because you're practicing this, right? And you're doing this often. So at some point you have to maintain a balance between what you believe and what you actually put out into the world too. So I'll use myself as an example, because Bree was on my ass about this. Like, I used to flip a coin when I was indecisive. You know it.
Okay.
So my tarot cards was a quarter. It was either heads or tails. Heads you do, tails you don't, right? When I had those moments of I can't decide, I don't know what my fate should be, I wasn't doing it as something as simple as, should I eat beef or chicken for dinner? I wasn't doing it like that. But I could tell that I was putting I had to check myself. I was putting my faith and belief in something that I could not control, in the sense to where it started to control me. So I wouldn't do something if, like, oh, it said heads, maybe I don't want to do it. But then when I decide, oh, head said to do it, I don't want to do that. So it started conflicts within myself, like, damn,
God bless the growth. That's all.
God bless the growth. I'm telling
Hey,
you.
I
didn't get that growth until I got my locks. Like, so I'm
I
advocating
ain't
for
gonna
the
lie, I
locks.
felt that way about certain
Okay.
stuff too. Like I'd be
Yeah.
like, let me give an example. Let me give like a mediocre example.
Oh no, we dive deep
What's
in
gonna
Culture
happen if I
Caviar
cook this
now.
macaroni? Right?
Don't hold back. Don't hold back now. Like,
Okay, I
we
say
go
so,
deep
like,
on here.
okay, like,
Don't
what
hold
happens
back.
if I give like a real one, like a real example, like somebody was saying. What would happen if I go to, what would happen if I don't complete school, right? Like, how would my life change? And I would get them a card and I'd be like, okay, well, if you don't complete school, this might come up for you, this and the third. That now, what you do after you get the information is solely up to you.
Up to you.
Solely up to you. Like, the future is ever changing. I was telling somebody that, like, yes, I can see the past, present, and future, but when I read tarot, I can only pick up on the energy that is right now.
Mhm.
Like the season that is right now that's gonna determine what's gonna happen later. Now you have the mind and opportunity to change that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, most times. Like if I tell you no, don't go to that party, you ain't gonna
Go
get shot.
anyways,
There you go.
yeah.
Now you ain't gonna get shot tonight. You know.
I've been in one of them parties. It was not good.
And I saw that. I saw that. Like, I was Googling common misconceptions with tarot reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things that popped up was, is tarot reading about predicting the future? And the explanation it gave me was that it's an interpretation of the past, present, and future. And it's up to the person to determine how things play out. So I think when you hear something about your future, so to speak, and you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that, and you change it, it kind of feels to me like you were supposed to go through that in the first place, because it all goes back to fate, destiny, free will. You know, so was it a part of my destiny to experience this moment and then make a change because of that? You know, so a lot of people they get lost in that, you know, because I feel like I could get lost in that. If you read something to say, hey, your job finna go bankrupt, you ain't finna have no job, whatever, and I start to invest more into my show and I invest more into my business. Was I supposed to experience that knowledge to make a change in my life? You know, and people can get really lost in that, and then you don't know how to live your life because you don't know if I should follow fate, if I should follow free will and just choose regardless, or if I should dive more into my religion and pray harder and let these things manifest for me. So it's easy to get lost in that.
So get lost in the sauce. It's easy to get lost in spirituality itself.
Oh, definitely. I have to check myself.
Anything ain't good for you, but let me tell y'all this. Now, like I always say, use discernment, but some of these folks be real airheads. I ain't gonna talk about nobody, but I'm just being honest. Like, they be so spiritual that they not down to earth. They not having no human experience no more. Everything is, just live your life and butterflies and trees and the earth and the universe will provide. No, you still a human being.
Right. Life be hidden.
Life be hidden.
Life is something else.
And life hidden different for all of us right now. Like, we're all in our mid-20s. We trying to figure it out. And so I feel like it's hard for us to dive deep into certain things because we don't know how it's going to pan out for us. We all at this point where we tried alcohol, we tried smoking weed, we tried God, we tried reaching out to our relationships and using those things to help heal us. And so at what point do the things that we used to heal us kind of consume us? Do y'all feel like it's important to have a deeper balance within that? Or should you just get lost into whatever is healing you?
Yeah. The other day, it was like either get a cigarette or a cheeseburger, and I got a cheeseburger.
Hey. One time.
It was real heavy. I was like, damn, I bet that cigarette gonna be good.
I was failing like 3 classes.
What heals us?
I was failing 3 classes, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke a Black and Mild today.
I was definitely thinking about it.
I sat outside my room and smoked a Black and Mild.
Yeah,
and I
thought about that filter, that yellow filter. I was like,
hey,
I bet that's gonna feel
good. Question though, you said what heals us can what heals us consume us.
Yeah.
Woo!
It can.
It really can. Yeah.
And I feel like that's where you get into the lines of like addiction and stuff. Like, people don't think about like how addiction can easily affect you with just even the habits that you have. Like it becomes almost like OCD, or it becomes a practice, it becomes a religion. And so that's where that balance between these holistic healings or these holistic methods, that's where they tap into that spiritual world. People use CBD and marijuana to enlighten themselves spiritually, or people use the tarot cards to enlighten themselves spiritually. At what point does it consume you and it becomes unhealthy? You know,
I feel like when you don't have a grasp, when you don't have a grasp on reality and what is like for you, and you're just like, well, if this said this, and just like how you said with the coin flip or the cards or this or that, it's just, it definitely can become like a rabbit's hole. And like once you're there, you're there. And it's really hard to get out. Just like you said with anything, addiction or anything that you do too much can be like jeopardize you. So it helps to have people and other things to ground you beyond the things that you feel good doing.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm heavy into like the show Intervention. So I look at crackheads almost every day and I'm like, nah, that ain't me.
I can't look at crackheads. I'm sorry to look at crackheads. I look like a crackhead. I am a crackhead.
It's like hella churchy, like all
with
the long dresses and you can't like my cousin told me that's a mental illness.
I almost feel like it is, and it's not to take a knock at anybody that's heavily invested into their religion, but at some point it's like you can't make no decisions, you can't accept nothing different. Then they pick and choose. My issue is the people I've encountered. I won't make a broad generalization for everybody.
Right.
The people I've encountered that are zealots, heavily into religion. How do you pick and choose what it is that you want to follow and not? Because it's like y'all talk about you shouldn't indulge in this, and that. That's gluttony. You're overindulging in religion. That's gluttony. Your spirit is full. You can't get more deeper into your spirit than what you are. So why are you still overindulging? It's greedy at this point, Like, so I don't know. I ain't trying to call nobody out, but I'm just saying.
I feel when you said that about like it being gluttony and overindulging, at that point you want to feel superior.
Yeah, that's how you want to be. It's like prideful. It's like my God. Like, bro, it's everybody God. It ain't just your God. It's my God too.
Why you making it about you?
Why you making it about you? It's my God too. Like, come on, man. Dang.
That's funny.
Yeah.
This is great because I always feel like, especially in the Black community, we drive home religion. Religion is at our forefront of everything. But it's like, just like how you said earlier, how people your great grandma, she's a Christian, right? And she's very devout, goes to church, all these things, but she has an altar. It's like, at what point can you realize, like, hey, all of this stuff may be just a derivative of learning about God. It could be a derivative of learning about your spirit. Like, you have to accept that. You have to accept, like, this is a part of a practice of Christianity, but a practice of voodoo or hoodoo. And I feel like...
Have you ever felt...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's your show.
Okay, let me finish because I'm spitting right now. So I was thinking, can you... I feel like God put us here to all develop our own train of thought, our own mind, to be able to derive from his teachings, from his word, these different pockets of religion that we ended up having. Everybody has a different language and different experience. I feel like God put us here he gave us all our own mind to be able to interpret the word how we feel it should fit for our spirit. That's how I feel.
That's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We can put a pin in that. But Bree, what was you gonna say? Because I know you were spitting. So my bad.
I was gonna ask Patience, have you ever felt like any internal conflict with like your Christianity or your spirituality doing tarot? Because I know some people are just like, oh, that's the devil's work, or that's witchcraft, or this or that. Have you ever felt like, is this leading me down the wrong path or anything? Or you always felt like, while doing this, I feel good, I feel connected with God. This is always something that I need to do.
Yes, I did. In the beginning, I used to be like, am I doing something wrong? I'm not gonna lie. I started doing tarot in like 2018, but then I didn't do it a lot. I was just like, okay. And I put my cards in for a while. And I was like, okay. I kept hearing like, you need to get your cards at the closet. You need to get your cards at the closet. I kept like, I was like, But then I finally did it. And that's when I was like picking up on stuff all the time. But I did like battle back and forth. But I used to always pray. Now I always believe in talking to God through prayer, always. And I used to always say, God, if what I'm doing is wrong in any type of way, show me, and I'll stop. Like, show me if what I'm doing is wrong. I never got a sign that what I was doing was wrong ever. Like, even to this day. So yeah, I did battle with it a lot. Like, but I'm like, this stuff ain't made me. If I started losing stuff and stuff, I'd be like, okay, yeah, there you go right there. But I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I always have had dreams. So I always, God know how to connect with me through my dreams, through anything. I always say, if I need a sign through anything, before I even start doing tarot,
listen to your dreams, look to your dreams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I used to always be like, God, show me in my dreams, specifically, show me. And each time I ask him for a sign in my dreams, he always show it. And I ain't never got no sign that, you need to stop doing this, like, ever. So.
Well, I don't know if y'all know, but like I've always been told that like sleep is the cousin of death, right? So that is the point in our daily cycle, where we are the closest to life and death. Our minds are elevating in a different mode when we dream. That's why it's so important to dream. You're filtering out all of these different things. You're in limbo. So at some point, you are connected with a different type of world that's around us. So you can't, dreams mean something. You dream people dream about fish. Oh, pregnancy is on the horizon. You dream about what is it? You dream about loss or losing something. That means that you're about to transition. You're about to transition to a different thing, or a person is about to leave your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things. You dream about snakes. That means you're surrounded by your enemies. You dream about a dog or whatever. It could be interpreted as something different. So.
I dreamed about Spider-Man one time. I was Spider-Man, and I was running away from somebody. And in my mind, I was like, I wonder if I can shoot webs. And then I shot a web. And then I shot another one. And then I ended up waking up. Does that have anything to do with what you was talking about? Or am I just...
Sometimes your dreams don't mean shit.
I feel like with that, let me tell you about some dreams.
Like, I wondered if I could shoot another one.
I feel like with that, that's maybe God like telling you, hold on, you ain't just ordinary. Remember who you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like, that made him feel good right there.
You ain't, boy, you better use what I gave you.
Okay, Lord, I'm listening, Lord.
I'm listening to you, God. Like, hey, this is exactly why I got the genie on here. I got Patience, the genie, on the pod right now, because she is like going in right now. Like, I really feel like we could talk all day about this.
Let me tell you about dreams that I had. Like a lot of people in my family got dreams. Not great grandma. I don't know if my great grandma, but my grandma, my mama, all my siblings, and I think my baby is. But my grandma was telling me, she said sometimes when you dream about a man doing something, most of the time it's a woman. Like, it'd always be like reversed. Yeah. And I remember one time I dreamed about my cousin being pregnant with twins. And I woke up and I told my auntie, I said, I had a dream so-and-so was pregnant. She was like, oh God, here you go. Because she already know, like, when the time I have a dream it be happening. She was like, oh God. So it would end up being my other cousin, right? But here's the thing. She wasn't pregnant with twins. But when she did a gender reveal, it revealed that she had a girl. 2 weeks later, she found out she was actually having a boy. So stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I also had a dream not too long ago that I was fighting this giant, real big, I don't know, like some I feel like a mythology.
Yeah.
but she was not verbal, but she had these big ass spears and was killing folks' ass. And you know, usually in your dream, you feel like you ain't got control. Shit. I was in control of my dreams. I was like dodging her, and everybody was trying to fight us. Some folks was running. I said, I ain't finna get hit. I'm not finna get hit. So I end up killing the little giant with a paper plane. And I guess that was symbolizing to me is like patience, no matter how big your problems is, it be the smallest thing.
It'd be the smallest thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I be having dreams, you know how folks be like, I done had a dream and I can't fight in my dream. I used to be like that. I can fight in my dream.
Yeah. Shit, I be scared. I be
like
running
that.
my ass off.
You be fighting so
I be fighting. I be falling like, oh
like,
damn.
Oh, no, I know.
I know karate.
One of the
Right. Oh, I got a question for
One
y'all.
dream.
Have y'all ever experienced sleep paralysis?
yes,
I have not, and I don't want to.
No.
but yeah,
How was your
Sleep
experience, Bree?
Well, I ain't gonna say no.
mine was like petrifying. Like I think I don't remember as much as like when it recently happened, but it was like I could not move. I was like literally crying, like, and I was wide awake, and it was terrifying. And like that's one of the episodes we talked about previously. I don't remember if that was when I saw the aliens or when I saw something else, but it was very much. It was something that I don't ever want to go through again because I could not move until like I don't know how long it was later, like moments later, but it was like I was very much awake. I was aware, but I could not move my body, and it was terrifying. Yeah, that's all I could recall it as.
I think I've had a light experience because I was sleeping on my back, I remember, and I was in my room. Well, I was in the position that I was sleeping, but I wasn't awake, and something was floating above me, and it wasn't just like it wasn't dark, it was more misty, and then it was floating towards me, and then like a little growl came out, like it was like, and then I woke up.
Oh hell no!
I don't know what that was. I couldn't tell what it was, but I distinctly remember it, like it growling in my face, and then I woke up. So
yeah, I used to have them a lot when I was a kid. I ain't gonna say a lot. No, I didn't. Maybe I can't even remember. That shit was scary. But I remember being in church when I was a church kid, and I remember my cousin was like, anytime that happens to you, I always say the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus. Like just keep saying it until you get out of it. So when I was a kid, maybe like 2 or 3 times it happened. But then it stopped. Then I turned 15 and it started again. And like it's crazy because it do happen when you land on your back for some reason.
That's what happened to most.
Yep. Yeah. And so
but that's the best way to sleep though. So if I gotta keep having paralysis, it is what it is.
And so I was sleeping, same thing. It's like you be in the same position of when you went to sleep or when you about to wake up, it'd be like exactly how it was. Let me tell y'all one that was scary, y'all. Never forget.
Oh Lord.
Everything. Laying in the bed after school. And,
no, after school now hit though.
Yeah. I heard a do, and I was like, you know, I'm in sleep paralysis. And so we had carpet, and I was laying there because I couldn't do nothing. At this time, I'm kind of aware of what it is because I had it so many times. We had carpet. I promise to God, I heard something like sliding, like his feet across the floor, walking into my room. I promise to God, I was laying there. It was a real big black shadow just standing over me, looking at me. Just standing over me, like looking at me. No movement, no nothing. And then it walked out, and then I woke up. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy. I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep after that.
Man,
I don't even want to go to sleep no more.
I used to be, at some point I had got annoyed. So let me tell y'all too about it. I had looked it up because I was like, what is this? What is this? And scientifically, it's when your brain wakes up before your body, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I still was like, why is this happening? But future references, if anybody ever had this, they said to wake yourself out of it, don't try to jump up all at once because it's gonna leave you stuck. Right. Wiggle your toes and feet
and fingers. Yep.
And And it worked too.
Yeah. I learned this in like psychology. I was actually gonna say that same point. Sleep paralysis occurs specifically when you're more exhausted. Your body is either your mind wakes up before your body, or your body falls asleep before your mind does. So some people can just be laying down, and this is when this lucid dreaming. So when your body falls asleep before your mind, right? So in some moments, you saying that you have control in your dreams, that's an element of lucid dreaming. You can control the things that you go through. And so if you're really, really exhausted, sometimes your body falls asleep and your mind is still stuck and awake. And the mind plays many, many tricks on us. Because sleep and dreaming it's the cousin of death. So you're tapping into that spiritual world. You might truly be seeing some elements of the world that aren't visible to the awakened eye. So you really could be having a psychological paranormal experience, and your bodies and minds aren't able to comprehend that. I've never experienced it.
And I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I believe that. And I'm not the type of person that like, maybe that did or didn't happen. No, that shit happened. I was awake.
I saw it. It was real. I physically
it was inches away from my face, and I'm not fucking playing with y'all. Like, that's no, I agree with you in that aspect. I'm very much logical up until I can't explain it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
But even still, I feel like it is very important, especially as the world is evolving and as people's minds are opening up. It's very important for us to still have conversations about these things. And I wouldn't say accept them as logic, but we can accept some things as this is a unexplained paranoia or unexplained phenomenon. We should be able to accept that into our reasoning at some point, whatever realm that you're in, because some things truly happen that you cannot explain. Some things you truly see that you cannot explain. So I feel like it's important for us to at least acknowledge those things, and we can devote a set of dialogue to that, to accept it as a true practice. I feel like we should do that.
Have y'all had any ghost experiences?
Listen, don't get me started, because I tell this shit every episode. I've seen the Shadow Man. I've seen the Shadow Man.
Wait, which is the Shadow Man? Is that the one with the hat?
Yes, it's the man with the hat.
I mean, I've had that.
That's the one that stood up for you too.
Yeah, that was my my sleep paralysis moment.
That nigga out here collecting. He out here catching bodies.
And I was
collecting. He is.
I was like,
that
this
nigga.
shit for real. I was like,
that nigga.
And I was like, this is because I watch all the goddamn horror movies. And then like I rolled over and I was like, well, it happened. Might as well just go back to sleep.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me no much anymore, but it is what it is. But nah, I haven't had anything like as I'm standing here. Nah, I don't play with that shit. I love horror movies. I love like the idea of it. But if something is like right there standing in front of me, I'm going to shit my pants. And they don't want me to go through that. So I'm just saying.
Nah,
Let me tell y'all one I had. So when I was like, I always compare stuff with like what age I was, just to give you where I was. I was like, I had about 12 or 13. We staying in this house in East Memphis. Even to this day, I have horror dreams about that house.
Look, I'm gonna just say this. Memphis is Gotham City. Memphis is horrible. Okay, it's terrible here.
So this house in particular, I remember one time I had this dream. We had to get out the house for some reason. It was this lady that was in there. She was just walking through, real creepy. That ain't even the point. When I left out the house, because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable in the house, so I ran out the house. It was dark outside. Yeah, I went like across the street so I could see the house. It was demons dancing on top of the house, all black shadows, and they were like demonic demons. I don't know how dancing? I knew this. Yes.
What was they doing? Like, what dance was they doing?
Like
you know that like dance Duke Deuce be doing? That's
right. I'm talking they covered
Hocus
every like the roof. Yes, it was like men and women. Just like this dance.
It would be funny if they was battling each other. It's like
they up there doing the beatbox challenge. They up there you got served.
Okay, or some, but not. It was more like a mosh pit.
We got an audience.
Oh shit, not a mosh pit.
They was up there listening to Cardi. They was listening to Cardi.
just like, what the freak? But then,
I would have never went in the house again.
So we had like this, I guess you would say like a man cave, but it wasn't like a man cave. It was just a living room with a TV in there. And I used to always go in there because it was like my
men are simple. Men are so simple.
Yes. And so it was it wasn't nothing. I used to just be in there. It was kind of like my little lounge. But I remember one day I was in there and I'm gonna show you these little basketballs, right? We had one of them. Yeah. It was like by the door, like by the actual attic. And when I was just sitting watching TV in the daytime, tell me why the ball rolled towards me. Don't know her or nothing come from out of there. I ain't going up there for about a week. And I be telling my mom about all these horror stories that I had up there. And I don't think she don't believe me, but she probably just be like, I don't even want to hear it because I don't even want to see it. Yeah.
Bro, like yesterday.
Like you can have a room. All you have to do is ask. Like you didn't have to run a ball up in here. Like you just knock on the door
thing.
and
like, hey, you don't want me. You ain't even gotta be trifling.
You didn't have to.
You ain't even gotta scare me. I'm really submissive. Whatever, hey, bro, do you?
You know I'm a bitch in real life. Why you have to do all that shit?
I'ma do me. You can do you.
OT, I'm just chilling, my nigga. I'm just here for like an hour, bro. I ain't gotta worry about me, bro.
I ain't even gonna tap you on your shoulder today,
it's
man.
Just like I'm just
I saw you had a rough day. I'm gonna let you
right.
Your life hard enough without me haunting your ass. Like, So yesterday, actually, I was at home for a significant amount of time by myself. And I swear, it sounded like something was talking on the TV. My TV was off. Nah, my TV wasn't off, but it was paused. My mom's TV was off. The front living room was muted because I was on TikTok. I knew I wasn't on TikTok at the time. But I swear it sounded like somebody was back here talking. Like, it sounded like an audio was playing. And I went back here. Everything was off. I wasn't scared. I was like, God damn, they got me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, y'all can take that dub for the week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But like,
that's hilarious.
My grandparents' house, they got an addition added to their house like so many years ago, whatever. And every time you walk up the stairs, it sounds like somebody's walking behind you up the stairs. I attributed that sound to like, maybe it's just me moving across the carpet. But when I stop moving, it still sounds like do. And they stop as soon as I stop. So it's like, WTF, why are you walking up behind me? You go first.
You go first. Don't open the door.
I'm down here trying to smoke so my grandparents don't figure it out.
Right.
Why are you bothering me? Why you being weird to me? Why you being weird to me, Ghost?
Why you being weird to me? I had a similar type of experience at my house. This is shit, probably since I was in high school. And I can hear whenever anybody's going up the stairs because my bed was right next to the staircase. And I knew my mom was in the room and I knew she was asleep. Like it was like into the night. And I heard the stairs and it wasn't even like my mom's like foot pattern. Like she goes up and down the stairs fast. And it was like slow 1, 2. I was like, and I looked. I was like, I know you fucking lying. And I was like, ain't nobody else in the house but us. And I knew it wasn't her. So I was just like, well, that's what I heard.
You know,
it never happened any other time but
like that. I just let the Memphis come out of me so I won't be scared. Or I like 3-6 Mafia Project Cat where I be like, all right, bro,
you gotta play some real nigga stuff like, hey son.
Right. I ain't got time today.
Like we can fight it out.
Not be scared.
Yo, Patience, you have definitely if I had an award to give out for best guest so far, like you honestly get it. Like
snaps for Patience.
This has been like,
this
has been a great conversation. Like I feel like all of us are a little bit more educated in just like the spiritual world and just how those things play out with us mentally and just in our lives and stuff. And with having you on, I definitely want to make sure I invested a little bit into this Black-owned business. Okay, it's a great Black-owned business, Genie Reads. Let me get my tarot read. Like, let's see what the vibe is.
Oh,
like,
yes. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Did you have a question in particular?
Just freestyle it. I don't want to know. Yeah, just pull. Let's see.
Okay. Let's see.
Hey, you start talking too crazy, I'm gonna just end the meeting. It's gonna cut off.
Okay,
it's gonna cut off.
Okay, Spirit, what's going on in Alterius' subconscious that he needs clarity on? What's going on in Alterius' subconscious that he needs clarity on? You seem like you got a real big vision. Do you feel like it's too big for you? Don't feel like that. Do you? I feel like you got this something planned that you want to do that ain't nobody in your family or bloodline did, and it may be why it fears you. Is that true?
Yes.
I see a real big like building in front of you. So maybe like radio. You want to take this to like a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. So you're doing communication. What did you go to school for?
Biology. And I ended up being a teacher. So
okay. I do see you communicate with people. I'm saying like you I'm gonna tell you something. You know how to talk your way into get what you want. All you gotta do is say it. People gonna be like, okay, cool. They gonna automatically. It's just something about you. They gonna be like, okay. Like you gotta play with words.
That's so crazy. Jaren, you remember Summer Bridge? I told everybody we should go lay in a roundabout, and like 30 people laid in a roundabout and that car almost hit them. Like that was like, bet we gonna go lay in a roundabout. Like I've always been able to like influence people. And like I said earlier, that's a part of like my sixth sense. Like I can understand what people need from me to like just understand my presence in their life and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's so wild.
Let's see what else I see for Alterius in his subconscious. You tell you how good I've gotten with this. I don't even have to pull. Sometimes I can just show
you just feel it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else is going on in Alterius subconscious that he needs clarity on. What else is going on in his subconscious that he needs clarity on? Okay, I'm seeing like I'm hearing like some wires being misconstrued. So like make sure like you always like prep ahead of time because I'm seeing like your audio or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, that's wild.
When did this happen? It just happened.
Yeah,
no,
what the last episode, like we were saying we need to record on a new platform because the audio was getting messed up.
Like a lot of I'm hearing a lot of that.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm hearing you like man.
I'm like, bro.
Y'all had to change it as soon as possible because I'm telling you, if you don't, we're gonna end up recording something really good, and it's gonna be like it was never recorded. You're gonna be mad as fuck. So
I hope it ain't this episode.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna make sure we say save, big save 3 times.
Yeah, you're gonna be mad as fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to know anything else? Let me do one more. That was good.
Yeah. Give me one more because you definitely tapped in right now.
What else is going on in Alterius subconscious that he needs clarity on? Going on in Alterius subconscious that he needs clarity. Your hair gonna be long as fuck.
Don't tell him that.
Don't tell him
that. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say
tell your boy that because I saw her hairstyle last night. I was like, that's the one. I was like,
you're like, you're gonna evolve more in about 2 more years. Have you been thinking about changing your wardrobe or something?
Hey, get out my head. What is going on with you? I was on Shein today.
Yeah. Not Shein. It's not Shein. It's Shein.
I'm on Shein because
niggas always say that wrong.
Let me see. What this is this? Why is this?
But yeah, I've been thinking about all of that. Everything you done said is like spot on. Like that's the stuff that's been like just repeating in my mind and then, like in my heart lately and stuff too. I tell them all the time, I'm like, hey, we finna go to another level. Like for real. And
I'm saying you like taking a lot of pictures.
Oh, I was finna buy a camera for Christmas. Like
okay, yeah.
Damn.
So you're taking a lot of pictures, but you have like no worries or nothing. I'm hearing like keep working at something. Keep working at it. So I'm guessing like it's your podcast, like keep on doing it. Like keep on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you trying to get a radio station? If you trying to like go to like a building and record, it's gonna happen.
Hey,
it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna tell you, with that, you're gonna be going to a lot of you're gonna be going to like a lot of different locations. Do not feel like, man, I'm just it's not gonna happen that fast. So Terry, is what I'm hearing. Like it's not gonna be like that. You got to keep doing it. That's what I'm hearing. Like keep fighting, keep doing it. Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely something like I've been having to tell myself, like, just daily. It's a part of my affirmations. Like, one of my affirmations is like, do something amazing today. Keep working, my nigga. Like, I have to keep talking to myself. Like, one of them is literally, keep going, my nigga. You can and you will be on top. Like, I keep having to tell myself that. Like just each and every day, because I know it's a slow grind to being the level of success that you want to be. So I'm just having to keep reminding myself, like, just take one step each and every day. And Bree and Jaren don't even know like the true vision of this show. You know, I just have them on one component of it, but every day I'm thinking about, like, damn, like in the next 3-4 years, like, how can I have way more than where I'm at now? And I've told people before, like, shit, like, y'all gonna hear me on the radio. Y'all gonna like see me like on these different platforms. Like, so it's just crazy. Like, all of this is like just coming out because I don't tell a lot of people my visions, you know.
It's definitely gonna happen. I want to tell you too, you know, how you were saying, you know, the slow grind is what, you know, makes you. I had to be on that too. I'm still learning to not expect instant gratification.
Absolutely.
Like, I was watching, I love a lot of like nostalgic stuff. So I was watching this thing on Netflix called The Movies That Made Us, right?
Yeah, I started that.
Okay. So they was talking about two in particular that I love. Coming to America.
Okay.
And Back to the Future. Now we both, well, all of us know how big culturally those two movies are, right? And they was talking about the director. I don't know his name, I can't think of it, but he a Taurus, so it made me look him up. I was like, let's see the director, because, and then I found he was a Taurus. I said, oh, okay. And it made me realize that, like, the stuff that we want, it's like we got this vision, we want it to be this. We gotta go through that. That man, his movies he made, don't nobody know about the movies. The movies was whack, but he did not stop because, oh, I didn't get nominated, or oh, I didn't, or don't nobody even know. Still to this day, folks don't know about the movies. I don't even remember what they were. But this man is a freaking millionaire, sitting good, still eating out Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, and Coming to America. Come on now. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, that's what I cherish. Yeah, I try to invest more mentally into these moments like this. Like, I'm just thinking about being able to like share my J. Cole story one day. Like, hey, I was recording this podcast in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, like, until I'm at that point where it's like, yeah, we go to the studio every other week, or we have to phone in all the time, like, to record and stuff. So like, yeah, like, one thing I heard, because I listen to Eric Thomas a lot, because he's a motivator, influencer. He was like, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. You know what I'm saying? So like, the stuff that I come up with, they seem so otherworldly. They seem so unattainable. It does strike fear in me, because it's like, damn, like, how can I get there? Or like, what if I do get there and I'm not able to handle that? So I'm always, and I suggest Jaren, I suggest Bree, all of y'all do that. Like, if your dreams don't scare you, and to anybody listening, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Create these otherworldly dreams, because half of the stuff that you're thinking about doing, somebody has done at least one component of it. There is somebody doing one step of every part of your dream. If it's been done before, it can be done again. So don't let none of the shit that you got going on in your life scare you to the point where you step away from it. I'm telling myself each and every day, do something amazing. Do something great today. You have to do that. Like, one step towards your vision is a step that you are closer to achieving that, for real.
Yeah. I can definitely speak testimony to that, because grad school is like, it's a joke. But I'm learning that, like, my passion and my purpose are intertwining, and they're going a little bit further than I ever thought that they would. And it's just like, faith without works is dead. It's just this certain, like, I have certain classes that are literally sodomizing me every single day, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm going to come out strong on the other side, regardless of the outcome. But yeah, definitely, like, my dream and my passion and what I want to do in life. I have multiple dreams, but my career wise is definitely big, and motivation to keep me going and to keep diving into, like, depths that I haven't even reached yet. It's like, damn, like, how much further do I have to bend before I break? Like, and like, I know one of my best friends told me, he was like, you know, pressure's either burst pipes or they make diamonds, what you want to be. And I'm like, oh shit, you said that. Yeah, you're right. So it's just like I definitely can. Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah, one thing.
Do you want a big
I was
house?
telling.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Brie, do you want a big house?
Oh yeah, girl. Yeah.
I see you in a big house.
Yeah,
you ain't done going to school,
sure.
lead. I feel like you're gonna go again because you're gonna like. I feel like once you finish this, you're gonna be like, "Oh, girl, she was easy." Well, like, girl, that ain't nothing. I'm gonna go do this just
that's
because.
Bree. Like Bree
said
me
that.
and Bree connect a lot in the fact that like we when we struggle, we sit in that struggle and it's hard. But like we're both so dedicated to whatever we saying that we gonna do that it's like shit. This shit beating the hell out of me, but I'm finna hit the finish line.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And one thing I had to learn. One thing I had to learn was like you can't pray for God to strengthen you without getting strengthened. You got to go through hardship in order to get stronger. You break your muscles down so they can heal stronger. We are spiritually and physically breaking ourselves down to achieve higher levels later on in life. We're strengthening ourselves every time we come out on the other side. Just like in Dragon Ball Z, every time Goku get his ass beat, he come back stronger. Like
it's Dragon Ball Z, so you said that on purpose.
Well, I said that for Jaren because Jaren.
I know you did. I know you did.
It's that Saiyan blood.
It's that real nigga blood. You know what I'm saying? So like, I appreciate the reading. I can see just from listening to you, I can see why people tap in a little further with that. I can see how something like that could consume them. But like for me, it's consuming me right now in a positive way. It's like, bro, you good. Cause I was telling Bree and Jaren today, I was like, bro, like seasonal depression was kicking my ass today. I've been in bed since like 1:00, you know, but now just through this conversation, through this recording, through this whole process, I'm like, bro, let that fire still be lit. Keep that fire lit, you know. And Bree, I know you struggling through your school right now. And I tell you all the time, like, don't let imposter syndrome kick your ass.
Fucking hate
like
school.
it's them growing pains. I'm at that point right now. I got senioritis. I'm gonna be done this time next year. And it seems so far away. But it's like, bro, we just gotta keep going. That's all we can do.
Yep. We can, yep. Well, can I say one thing about seasonal depression? I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. You good. That's what we're here for.
I didn't know that it was an actual thing of seasonal depression until like last year. And I found myself going into it. I know everybody different, but I had to say to myself, I said, fuck, I look like letting the seeds and make me sad. I said, I'm patient. I need it.
That's the most Memphis shit I have ever heard.
That's the most Memphis shit.
Yeah. I'm like, you
folks are different.
Oh my God. That is so freaking funny. Like,
yes.
Hey, Fall got me fucked up.
If I never knew a real nigga before, I know a real nigga now because Patience is a real nigga.
I'm gonna say that too.
Winter, fuck you, Winter. Like, you're not gonna make me sad. Like,
right, you gonna be here for what? 3 months? I'm gonna be here all day.
Oh, period. I love it.
For
I love
real.
it.
Oh God,
I
that
love
is
it.
so fucking funny.
Man,
Oh my gosh.
Jaren, you got any like final thoughts about like just today's conversation, like as a whole? Any final questions you want to go through or whatever?
Man, that shit was deep because I learned a lot about spirituality and just the beliefs that some people have, and them tarot card readings, man, that stuff serious. When she said the audio was messing up, and I was like, nigga, we was just having problems on Discord. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a whole nother level of just something that I haven't got deep into, and I just knew about, and just kind of being in the center of it definitely opened my mind to a lot of stuff, bro. Oh, that's crazy.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, Bree, how you feel about it? How you feel about like?
I think Patience is absolutely adorable. I would love to have her book back on here. She is so sweet, and I love hearing Tara and other things from somebody that I can relate to beyond somebody that's like 60, 50 years old, some old ass hag. But it's
hey, she might not even be 50 or 60. Experience. She's probably 200 years old.
Yeah, she's been here before. I can definitely feel that. She's been here before. Yeah, I feel a vibe and a good discernment from her as well. And I like that. I like people that I can genuinely smell, not just from my face, but from my heart. And she gives that good vibe. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wilmer Genie, everybody. Wilmer Genie.
Wilmer Genie is the truth. And that's exactly why I had you on here, Patience. Before I do my closing thoughts, like how do you feel about just being in the Caviar Club, in the Culture Caviar family right now?
I love it so much. Anytime y'all need me to come over and talk about whatever, call me. Let me know. Let me know.
Yeah.
Cause y'all fun. And I ain't gonna lie, I love y'all chemistry. It's like all of y'all like y'all cousins or something, like y'all hung out.
We family over here. We family over here.
Yeah. I really love it. So warm, so welcoming, so confident, so inviting. Like
well,
y'all like if y'all was to have y'all own house and y'all invite me over, I'm spending the night about 4-5 days.
she might need to come to Birmingham with us. Like, might need to just get lit.
What y'all doing in Birmingham?
Oh, we going to the Isaiah Rashad concert. I don't know if you're a fan or not.
When? See, I be
November 6th through the 8th. Yeah. You need me to work it out. I got you.
Yeah, the way I can do
right. Yeah. But hey, y'all, everything y'all have said, from Patience to Bree to Jaren, are exactly the reason why I brought Patience on here. I knew when this idea of like just doing spooky season as a whole came to my mind, I was like, I knew I had to incorporate you, Patience, in some kind of way. I remember a few months ago, you hit me up about like wanting to start your own podcast. So we really had kind of connected there. And so I knew this was going to be like the perfect space for you to like showcase everything you do. And I felt like this was a great session that I put together. I'm so happy to be the creator of all of this. I shine through y'all. So every time that y'all are doing something great, every time that y'all come on here, give deep thought, give good insight, it helps me feel like I'm doing what I'm passionate about. It helps me feel like I'm moving in my purpose. So Patience, once again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing everything that you do. I ain't gonna say too much, but I definitely see a segment with you on in the future. So I'm gonna get in my bag a little bit for season 2 and see what I can come up with. But I definitely enjoyed you. Everybody else enjoyed you. Like this has been great, and I'm loving every moment of this.
Okay, I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening.
Oh yes, we all are, because it is Insecure Sundays.
Boy, and I made a peach pie. That's just in a bus.
HBO Max. Yes.
I need to go ahead,
you need to go on, hit that little subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you are tuning into the Culture Caviar podcast right now, make sure to double check on Mondays for our new special project hosted by me and Bree, possibly Jaren if he would tap in on Insecure.
He ain't real. I got qualms about that. We ain't gonna talk about it. But
we ain't gonna talk about it.
I'm not gonna watch it just to spite y'all.
That's fine.
That's fine. You missing out.
Exactly. You ain't hurting me. Shit.
So exactly. So make sure you guys tap in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts for Why You So Insecure, hosted by me and Bree. We're gonna be dissecting each episode of the final season. We're going to give a review, and we're also going to do a little spoilers and talk about the discussions and everything that went on in the episode. So make sure you guys tap into that. That's what we got coming up. That's a new little project until season 2 comes out. Yeah, that's all I got. Like, today was great. Thank you all for being on here, and thank you guys for tapping in, checking out Culture Caviar podcast and Spooky Season. Stay tuned for season 2, which is coming sometime in the holiday season. I ain't gonna give an exact date because I'll be procrastinating, but just know we coming in the holiday season for season 2. So stay tuned. Bree, Jaren, Patience, y'all say bye to the people.
Bye.
See y'all later.
All right, bye y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Culture Caviar Podcast. Be sure to check us out on IG at Culture Caviar Podcast and Twitter at Culture_Caviar. Subscribe and leave a 5-star review as well. We'll see you here next time.